Hey YouTube, Seth here. I wanted to take this opportunity to make an additional shop tour, 2.0, if you will. The last one I did was back in January, and my shop has increased in the types of machines that I have now, the tools, my capabilities, the projects that I'm working on, the storage. I've done a lot of work in the last 6, 7 months, and I wanted to make an update and show you what I've done. So, without any further ado, I'll just start over here. And again, I apologize. This is on a cell phone. My camera equipment is kind of indisposed at the moment. You can kind of see some of my chickens over there, and the smoker they'll eventually go into. No, I'm kidding. They're layers. So I just got this Porter Cable 14-inch bandsaw that replaced the old Craftsman 10-inch that I had. So far, this has been fantastic. I've done some resawing on it, and I can do bandsaw boxes now, which I'm really excited about. Following that, this is my beastly drill press. It's a Cummins 9-speed. My father actually gave it to me. He owns a machine shop and fabrication company. So this guy has definitely paid its dues and is probably living out the rest of its life here in the wood shop. Over here, I moved this. This used to have all my chemicals and everything on it and all my finishes, but I got a new shelf for that. So I just have some odds and ends over here, all of my sandpaper, Forstner bits and drill bits for the drill press, and pins and super glue, super high lubricity, or not lubricity, viscosity super glue and some activator and stuff, and steel wool for the lathe. This is my 10-inch Turncrafter Commander variable speed lathe. It's been fantastic. I do a lot of wine bottle stoppers on it, various other things. Haven't gotten to pins yet, but these are all the bottle stopper blanks, a couple different sets of chisels, and then my just random tools and pin blanks and everything there. This pile of wood I actually just got. I brought it in because we have some typical Ohio weather outside. It's just gray, which is the entire spectrum of Ohio weather is just gray. But I brought it in here because I wanted to make some wooden, most of this is maple. I wanted to make some wooden kitchen utensils for a few people that I know. They're really into the wooden utensils, so I figured, why not dabble in that a bit. Some new features here. I forgot to mention this is an aftermarket chuck. I did a whole video on this lathe review, and same thing, the Barracuda. Let me get in there. Barracuda key chuck system. I got off of Amazon for like $120 in that neighborhood. And that's worked out really well for my purposes anyways. I installed this lumber rack. It's been, simple shelves. It's no impressive feat of engineering, but I really wanted to get my wood, my hardwood, off of the floor and not have that, long pressure to bow it over time. So I got that up, and some of my more expensive wood is there, along with these are some of the spalted wormy maple that I cut down around spring, and I have just started resawing, so I'll show you those in a bit. Same old shop vac. I use that as basically my entire dust collection means, which is definitely something I want to upgrade in the very near future. Even though it's summer now, I can have all the doors open. This is still a shanty of a detached garage, and anything you can do to add additional levels of safety is always worth it in my mind, especially now that my son's getting a little older. We're going to spend some more time out here with a little project. We're actually going to make a pirate ship this weekend, so I definitely want it to be a safe environment for myself and my family. These are all just whitewood, random pine blanks and stuff like that. Some more cutting boards that I make. This is no joke. Cutting boards have become a little cliche, especially on r/woodworking. But this is the wood shop that Cutting Boards built for me. It's what I started out doing. It's how I bought my tools one piece at a time to start doing cutting boards and selling them to friends and family on Facebook and Craigslist and word of mouth. And I didn't hike the price up a lot. I made sure I paid for the wood about 2 times over. And with that, I could purchase more wood and use the rest of the money to reinvest into my shop. I'm being attacked by chickens at the moment. Hold on. Sorry about that. I had to cut out for a second. I was being attacked by chickens. They apparently wanted me to feed them even more, so I guess being greedy isn't exclusive to just human beings. So anyways, like I said, cutting boards pretty much enabled me to do what I do now. As simple as they are, there's a lot of complexity into the process and a lot of additional features that you can do to them that will help build up your tool base and you know, your general level of skill. So I highly suggest if you're wanting to get into woodworking that would be a great place to start. All right, here up on my workbench, I have some plans for a drum sander I'm going to be building. It costs roughly about $200 to build, not including the motor, which once again I'm getting from my dad's company because they're pretty electric motor rich at the moment, so that helps out a lot in the price. It'd probably be about $320 to include everything with the motor if you were to buy it. I got these plans from Matthias Wandell's website. He's a YouTube woodworker as well, and the man is he's literally a genius. If you ever take the time to watch his videos, he's leagues ahead of me. And I went to school for engineering, and he's very impressive to me. A lot of my just average tools that I just ended up being up here. I go to these a lot, especially safety glasses. So here's a mantle I'm actually redoing for a friend. But you know, gotta do the small projects whatsoever to get a little bit of extra cash, because I'm a hobbyist. You know, this is, if I stopped doing this, I'd still be able to pay the mortgage. So this is more of a, I can come out here and get out of everybody's hair for a little bit in the house. I got a circular saw over there. It's currently got the Craig Rip Cut jig, I believe, on it. Because I just built this whole rolling miter saw station. Before that, I had to, for my tabletop tools, I had to pick up each one individually and affix them to this tiny wobbly workbench that I have that desperately needs upgraded, but along with half of the stuff in the shop. But it's one project at a time kind of thing. But that's a Ryobi router table, and I have the new, or well, relatively new Hitachi. It's the KM12VC. I believe it's 2.25 horsepower. So I've been able to do molding. I did another video previously on molding that I make using this router and router table specifically, and this has really knocked it out of the park for me. Feel free to watch that video. I think I have about 38 views on it, so feel free. And by the way, I am celebrating. I think I have upwards of 9 subscribers now, so that's a small milestone for me. But yeah, I got a tabletop joiner here, a 6-inch, the rigid oscillating spindle sander and belt sander, which I need to make a review video about that. I've had it long enough to find the pros and cons about it, and I want to get that out there because I couldn't find too many when I was looking to purchase it. So I figured I'd help out and add to any potential woodworkers that are looking to buy that. There's a tabletop. I've completed the tabletop shoot 6 months ago, and I've had it out here because I really haven't worked it out in my mind how I want to do the legs. So I kind of keep that there as a constant reminder. So I'm always thinking about it. There's my clamps at the moment. I have a few more on the other end of the shop. Once again, if you're just getting into woodworking, I highly recommend the pipe clamps over the bar clamps. because once you purchase the ends, they're interchangeable. So if you go buy a $3 to $6 pipe, you could have a 6 foot clamp, or you can have a 12-inch clamp if you need them. So they're very versatile. What they do lack that bar clamps don't is bar clamps have a higher I don't know, gullet, I guess, to fit and give it a more even clamp. But if you're just doing like 1.5 inch thick cutting boards, the pipe clamps they work fantastic. Here's another joiner I got for free. This is a big standalone guy. I'm actually going to fix this dude up and make this my primary, and I'll sell my tabletop Porter Cable joiner, and hopefully use that to reinvest into maybe eventually getting an 8 or 10-inch joiner or a really nice planer. Those are because I want to do a lot more milling of my own. Save a lot of money that way. There's my Porter Cable 12 or 12.5-inch lunchbox planer, and that thing's been a workhorse. I've blown up a few cutting boards on that guy, and had to replace the blade guard and the blade as well. But those are pretty cheap and easy fixes. Didn't really damage the machine internally, so I'm thankful for that. Plus the mandrel on the inside, it did get a bit of a crack in it, but I was able to take it to my father's fabrication shop and have it welded and retapped to make it functional again. And then the old scroll saw. I don't use this too often. I did use it to do I cut a outline of grapes onto a wine rack that I made. And that was a cedar wine rack, and that was probably 5 months ago is the last time that I used it. This is my table saw. As we all know, table saws are frightening kill machines that survive solely on the sustenance of people's fingers and knuckles. And should be treated with fear and respect. I haven't used a table saw much, but since I've gotten into cabinetry and bigger projects, you have no other choice but the table saw. So this is a cheaper, I think it's Cobalt. Yeah, Cobalt table saw. It's a portable job site saw. I've done a few cuts on it. I've only had it for about a week. I've done a few cuts on it, and it's been fantastic so far. It needs a little mucking around with, to really dial it in and get it functioning properly. But I think my next small project will be a crosscut sled, just for additional safety. So you always have to be vigilant on that, because I still have all of these. And I'm really attached to them. I'm a real big fan of all my fingers and both of my thumbs, so I want to hold on to them as long as I possibly can. Now I just built this, didn't build. I just assembled this shelf system. I'll get the my coat off of here. Now on here, it's most of my chemicals, my finishes, my paint sprayer. I use this sprayer for finishes on furniture that I upcycle, or bigger projects of mine. 3-gallon Cobalt air compressor, which I desperately need to upgrade, because if I'm doing finishing with it, it's pretty much running the entire time. So that, to me, that's a little annoying. Glue and everything like that. Up here, this is a binder that I keep the manuals to every piece of machinery that I buy in these little, I don't know what these are even called, these plastic things. So this is like my reference library, and that has helped me out a lot. Like on the bandsaw, when I want to change the blade, change the RPM settings, or just general preventative maintenance to the motor. There's a lot of good pointers in there, and as always, read through the safety instructions. I know it's kind of a boring read, but it'll really help you out in the long run. This is some of that wormy spalted maple that I cut down out of my yard, and I just resawed for the first time, actually. So I'm pretty happy about that, and especially the book match that I got going on right here. I want to cut these guys up and maybe make small raised panel for a cabinet door out of that, if I don't mess it up. Uh, so, and more chemicals down here still. And this is the madness mess corner of the shop slash stuff for my garden that is currently growing out of control and mutating into a whole nother species out there, I think. But this was the workhorse of my shop prior to me getting a table saw, this radial arm saw. It is old. My dad had it in the or in their basement forever, and he gave it to me. And this is what I knocked out all the pieces of wood for my ingrain cutting boards and everything. It was accurate enough for me. And it was a lot safer than a table saw, because when I first started, I had this rickety old special edition Craftsman 10-inch that was not level. Shot puppy for right there. Bo, hey, you want a treat? But the Craftsman gave me so much kickback that sit, good boy, love you. It gave me so much kickback that it literally gave me PTSD. So I am so afraid of table saws. It is ridiculous. They're out to get me. I know it. But you know, I'm pushing forward with that and trying to continue to create you know, pieces that have an heirloom quality to them, or you know, the work that we do as woodworkers. And the last thing, that's a little battery bank that I have over there for my power tools, or for my DeWalt's, basically, my drill that I use all the time. But I'll give you a good reference shot. This is pretty much my shop. I started this about a year and a half ago when we finally moved in here. This place was filled with just garbage, basically, and cleaned it out. And first thing that I got was that table saw of death my dad gave to me, which in retrospect, I don't know if that was the most solid decision on his part, but you know, he's really helped me out. I wouldn't be anywhere near where I am right now without his help. And it's progressed from there. So I'm pretty proud of what I've done, especially on like such a budget that's been spare change, and the money that I've generated from making projects for friends and family. So as always, if you like the video, feel free to like and subscribe. And if you have a comment, please ask it. Or if you have or a question, please ask it. If you have any comments, a way I can improve stuff, or you're just curious why I do something one way when you know you could have an opinion for me to do it the other way, I'd love to hear it, just so I can improve and get better. So thanks for taking the time to check out my shop, and as always, enjoy woodworking.